So in my last video, I showed you my unofficial entry into the 2020 guitar builder. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I converted this guitar from a 6-string into a 7-string guitar in detail. So sit back, relax and enjoy. So unfortunately I did this job before I knew I was going to be in the guitar build-off. This is the original neck, 6-string neck, and you can see now there's a fair bit of a gap each side. And this here is the 7-string neck, which fits in there pretty nicely. In order to enlarge the neck pocket, I use this template with this router bit. The bearing runs along the edge of the template and cuts away the desired material. I held the template in place with these 2 screws. Both of the screws go into the pickup cavities so the holes won't be noticed. The reason I use screws instead of double-sided tape is because of the carved top. It wasn't stable enough with double-sided tape. This is how I make my templates for routing. Firstly, I clamp the neck down to a piece of plywood, and then I get 2 straight pieces of plywood and put one either side of the neck, like that. Screw them down or use double-sided tape, doesn't matter. And the last piece goes at the end. With the neck removed, you now have the perfect outline of the neck heel, and from there all you need to do is remove this material by cutting it away and then flush trim the edges with one of these router bits. This is what you'll end up with, and to make things even easier, rule a line along the sides of those bits of timber and then find your center line. That's going to really help with lining up the neck on the body. I also drill some holes there so that I can see the center line on the body underneath the template. Anybody who follows Crimson Guitars probably already knows this trick. All you do is you put masking tape on the body and on the template, and then you super glue the 2 of them together. Once the template's in place, you wait for the super glue to dry, and it shouldn't go anywhere when you're routing the template. So I've got my router ready to go. You can see I've got the bearing sort of run up against the side of the template, and now I'm ready to start routing. So this is what we end up with after rerouting the pickup cavity. Fits in nicely like that. That's the bridge done, and basically the same thing for the neck pickup. So we're going to take the neck out and do exactly the same thing. One thing that I forgot to mention is that the tabs on the side of the pickup cavity on these pickup cavities are actually a lot wider than the tabs on this pickup template. So what I've had to do is actually move the pickup template over in order to make the right radius on the corner of the tabs for the pickup cavity. I did the same thing on the bridge too. So now I've routed both the bridge and neck pickup cavities, and the neck pickup fits in there nicely. I've got the neck in place. The only thing left to do is to attach the bridge. This line here is the scale line. So how I've measured that is used a ruler and measured from the nut all the way to 25.5 inches, because that's the scale length of the neck. So once I've got that line, all I need to do is place the bridge so that that scale line is in line with where the strings come off the saddles. So now I'm ready to fit the bridge. I've got it sitting in the right spot with the middle saddle lined up on the center line of the guitar, and the scale line is in line with where the strings leave the saddles. So what I've done is just used a pointy tool, in this case a scriber, and put the marks where I'm going to drill holes for the screws. So now I'm going to go ahead and drill the holes for the screws. So this is a string through bridge. So what I'll have to do next is remove the saddles and then mark the string through holes. With the holes marked, now we can remove the bridge and proceed to drill the holes. There's no real way you can do this freehand with a power drill like this. The problem is that if you're even just slightly off, you're really going to notice a difference on the back of the body. So I've found that using this Dremel with the plunger adder attachment is the best way to drill the holes without a drill press. Once you've got to this point, you can pretty much just drill the rest of the way through the holes. Now that you've got it started, freehand, and the drill bit should stay straight. Now I've selected a drill bit that's the right size for the ferrule, and I put a bit of masking tape on there as a depth stop. So now I'm just going to go ahead and drill these 7 holes for the ferrules. So the 7-string conversion can be done to pretty much any guitar, finished or unfinished. Just make sure you use some masking tape to protect the finish on the areas where you're going to be routing. You could even try it on your old man's 1961 Tele. I'm sure he'd be pretty surprised. Anyway, that's all for this video. I hope you guys learned something. I know I sure did. In the next video I'll be going through the finishing process, so please stay tuned for that one, and don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.